Recording in.
You're recording? Is this recorded?
Yeah, it's in a little thing.
Hey,
I'm gonna sweat so no one hears all that fan stuff. Oh, let me open the window too. All right. How's your day?
perfect.
Perfect. That's beautiful. What did you do?
No, dude, I think I'm getting fired.
What?
Yeah.
Why? How? What happened?
I mean, I do school and I work at the same time, and I had like assignments and a final that I had to do, so I took 2 days off and I forgot to tell them,
Oh
basically.
shit. Yeah.
So I was gone for 2 days and they were like, "Where the fuck are you?" They got mad, and yeah.
I mean, what?
That
What?
was
What did
the
they?
very, huh?
What did they say?
They
It's
were
just like,
like,
where,
you can't
where,
do
where
that.
were you? And then you like came back in, and it was just like back to normal, or are they like actually like, yo, we hate you?
Yeah, they called HR on me.
Oh,
Corporate police.
yeah, for real. So what? Are you just gonna get like strikes or?
No, I think I'm gonna get fired.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah, I'll know by tomorrow morning.
I'm sure someone's gonna scoop you up real quick, cause like you are like, a slight nerd.
I am a hard worker, dude. I work like
I don't know
40,
how you.
50 hours
I don't know how
and
you're
I
doing
only get
school
paid
and.
for 20. No, yeah, I've been doing this for a year now. I've been doing school and work for a year now, and like they don't appreciate any aspect of it. I can't do anything about that. I mean, worst case,
Mm,
I'll just teach how to code to kids, and then meanwhile, when I'm doing that, I will look for another job, like a legit job. We'll see. We'll see. I
how
mean,
many?
I'm
How many?
graduating.
How many more years of school do you have left? It sounds like you're almost done, like long time ago. Or is this like your last semester?
I'm graduating in August 8th.
Oh, what?
I know.
You're done.
I'm done.
Dude,
Been
what the
done.
fuck? That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm joining the club.
Yeah, I swear to God, there's literally nothing better than like just I don't know what, like the first week of like, the next semester and you're just kinda like you're like, I don't have to go to school. Oh, it's just work from there.
Yeah, if I don't lose my job.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you won't have any trouble looking for another job. Like what you do is like super in demand.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
We'll see.
if you are looking for another thing, what would you want? That's the upside. You can look for the thing that you want to do more.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of software engineering job is fine by me. But I will prefer a front end engineer job, which is like I'm a lot better at it.
You said a
So
what engineer?
front. I explained this to you. We were drunk.
No,
We
no,
were
no, no, no.
drunk, and I was
Eh,
nerding out, and I was like, Imhotep. So this is back end. This
Oh,
is front end.
you
This
said
is
front end
this is
engineer.
database, and there's API.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And you
pretty
were
sure
just
that went like.
listening to me, and you were
I
like,
was like, oh, yo, for real.
I know you
I
were
was like,
super excited.
wow.
You were so excited.
Yeah, whenever I'm nuked, I'm like always. I don't know. I like hearing people talk about like the shit that they love to do.
I don't give a
Right?
shit about what I do.
Wrong answer. You didn't sound like you didn't love it. Let me
I'm
close
kidding.
this.
I like what I do, but it just brings me pain, and that's it.
Yeah, no pain, no gain. Oh, you're kind of lagging. gonna have to wait.
Great.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go. Now I can hear you.
there you are. I was scared.
No, yeah, my internet connection's like ass. Uh, I told someone else that I'd like look into that, but I actually never did. Kind of complacent on like the whole breaking up stuff. But what did you say before all that weird shit happened?
I said people are gonna watch this and
Yeah.
they're just so excited by this conversation and they're gonna be like, this is something that I want to watch for the next 20 minutes
Yeah, or more.
or
Uh,
more.
yeah,
Yeah,
but no one ever watches the whole thing through, which is
okay.
interesting. I don't know. I like having long videos on the internet because
You're
I don't know.
leaving.
Have you ever found yourself like I don't know, like searching around, watching random things on YouTube, and then you end up investing like more than 30 minutes on someone's like YouTube channel, and you're like, I don't know why I'm here, but like, like they're doing something, and like I'm here watching it, and it's nothing more than that.
I actually have. There's a website that you can go to. I don't remember its name because it's like it's niche. I don't know or something.
Oh, nice.
And I was there this one time. So basically, this website, uh, like randomly picks like random people's videos that has like less than 500 views.
Whoa, that must be weird as hell.
Yeah, and I ended up like spending almost 3 hours in this website watching like random videos. Like some of them are just like how to fix a car or like skating videos or like I don't know, like stuff
I
like
think I don't know. I think that shit is so like beautiful. Like I don't know. I really like it whenever people don't care about like an audience and they're just like uploading shit just because like I don't even think most of these people have any reason to be uploading some shit. They just upload it anyway, and it's just floating around on the internet for the foreseeable forever.
you know what's fascinating?
What?
I used to be able to do this when I was introduced to internet and when I first camera, right?
Uh,
I seriously am just a people who can just look at a fucking camera alone in their room and have a conversation that's like legit. Like it's not awkward at all. Like they're like having that conversation as if somebody is like reacting or like saying or like something like that. And
that,
like I don't understand how they do it. But I remember when I was a kid, my mom had this like phone that like flip phones that had a camera, and we will like my understanding of what you put on internet was funny videos, right? And we will basically I invented TikTok apparently because we will
hey.
try to do the dances that the music videos had that we liked and record ourselves, but we will do it in a funny way. Like do it seriously, but we will just like, dress up, like put on, I don't know, like beanie and sunglasses and a scarf and I don't know, long dress or like a white sheet, like wrap ourselves in a white sheet and then
The shock
and
value stuff.
do these dances and then like just look at the camera really weird. I don't know
You
why
need to
didn't
find those videos and
I
then hit
remember
TikTok up.
them
Be like,
so
yo, you
well.
stole my idea. Give me a job as a software developer to make up for it.
I'm emailing TikTok right now.
Yo, amen. I mean, but yeah, like that shit, like those people who can sit down and like talk into a camera, like by themselves, I think that shit's like a personality trait. Like that shit's hard as hell. And then they have like whole conversations with like nothing, you know? It's very weird to me how they could like really monologue for so long, you know? Like I'd like to be able to do that, but like it's like who the fuck am I talking to, you know? Like it's like nobody.
You know, I feel like those people don't need validation. Maybe it's because of that, because you're like, we always need someone to like, nod and then just validate as we talk. And then it becomes more natural, right? And I feel like because we need some sort of social validation when we're talking, and otherwise it's awkward. And also, I don't think that's a bad thing, that
No.
like need for validation. I think that's just a social skill that you develop. Like it's like a social rule that you need to have, because like if you're the type of person who doesn't seek for that validation, right?
Yeah,
And
you
you're
just
just like
like blow a
talking to
hole right through
someone,
someone's
yeah.
like boundaries or comfort zones.
Exactly. You're just like talking to someone and they're not nodding, like they don't
They're like,
show any sign of like listening or anything like that. And you just go on for 40 minutes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think that's how everyone gets whenever they're like, I don't know. I know I'm like guilty of that. Whenever I'm a little mooped, like I just end up loving to talk, you know. And I kind of, and then that's also something that old people do too. I think it's an interesting skill. I don't think it's a bad thing that some people don't pick up on those social cues. Like they not needing that validation is pretty valuable if you're like in a career field where you have to like just monologue, you know? Because like a person who's ultra sensitive to how other people feel, maybe they would, I don't know, see reactions or responses in the crowd, and then they would like their confidence would get nuked, you know. But if you could just like I was saying before, like blow holes through those boundaries, you know, then you could just like say what you got to say, and then people could get mad at you after, you know. You just don't notice while it's happening.
You
But
know what I also think?
what?
It reminded me of my theory. I feel
Oh
like
shit.
talking is a form of art. It's a performance art. You know what I mean? Because like, if exactly, you're expressing. I mean, you're using images and all that stuff, like it's very similar to writing, and you have a tone that is just, it's not linear, obviously, like it makes people feel something, right? And I feel like some people are like real good artists in terms of, but the thing is that you can, like, an artist can perform in front of nobody, right? When they're practicing,
Yeah.
which
What
is,
practicing looks like.
yeah. So like it's like these people who are just looking at a camera in their room alone. Like you said, they're monologuing. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they're just like talking, like they're like exercising or like, I don't know, practicing
They're
this.
mastering the craft of speaking in front of an audience, but with nobody. Yeah, I mean, I could say. I wonder what they imagine whenever they're talking into the camera. Do they imagine a crowd, or are they just imagining their string of thought? But that's a tangent. I am interested in what you said about like the how talking is a skill, and I think people really neglect like soft skills as like art forms or skills that need to be practiced all the time. Like I was talking to two friends the other day, Monica and Anna, to name drop. If anyone knows.
Yeah, we love you, Monica. Shout out to Monica.
Amen, amen. And we're basically just talking about like mental health stuff and like psychology stuff and all of that. And then like I remember we kind of mentioned the fact that like no one really sees that stuff as like something to practice, or like, like being a good human as like an artistic practice, like how you have some people who practice the piano to be really good, and they get up in the morning and they play a new song like every week in the morning at 8 a.m., and they do that for like forever and they never stop, because it's always a practice. Like no one really sees like being a decent person, or like, yeah, being a decent person being like self-aware, you do what you have to do to understand your baggage and the baggage of other people's, and how those things interact, blah blah blah, being a good person, no one practices that as they should, as they think they are. Some people just like think it's like a natural thing that they're gifted with, and they're like, oh, I mean, like I was born decent, maybe everyone else should be more decent like me, and it's like, I mean, maybe you are more morally sound than most, but like you are still a piece of shit that needs to work towards being good, and that goes for everyone, saying piece of shit is like a little over the top, but like it's a skill that no one practices, because it's like taken for granted.
Because I feel like it's easy to justify your shitty behavior when you think that, oh, this is just the way I am. This is a part of my personality. This is a part of
Ooh.
my, psychological state. Like, it's just neglecting the idea that you have options in every situation. You have options, and like it's like if you just act with the first thought that's in your head, you're just a lazy son of a bitch. And that, yeah, and that laziness brought you up to be this piece of shit, like you said, because like you don't like stop and think of other options to act, like, to say or like to do. Like, and I feel like it comes from a lot of privileged people also end up being like shitheads, and like um they don't ever understand any other situation, and they can never change. Like some people can never change, and I truly believe in it, especially like people who like are so proud of who they are, you
Oof.
know
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's a bit of that American culture. Pride.
exactly, trust me, yeah. And what was I gonna say? I just Okay, for example, I when I was a kid, I was a pathological liar, and
Oh shit.
it was really bad. I got bullied for it a lot because, like, for example, I will tell this one kid that I live in a villa in this, city, while obviously I'm going to school in a very shitty neighborhood. Why would you even like go there, if you live there? And
You're
like,
like, fuck, they
or
found out.
and then tell another kid that I live in the high-rise apartments and whatsoever. Like I will lie in a way that's like not really clever. Like even to this day, I don't think that I can lie. Like my lies are not well constructed. Like when I'm in a very like, when I'm cornered and I have to lie, like don't trust me, like I need a fucking lawyer. Like you gotta fucking hire an
Yeah,
attorney
you're like, I plead the
before I
fifth.
talk, you know what I mean? Somebody needs to talk for me and like filter all that fucking shit. Anyways, and then I've never felt an embarrassment when I was caught, like I was like often caught, often bullied for it, but I've never felt that, like, how like humans feel like when they lie, and then like people figure out that they lie, and you just feel like something here, like a knot here,
Yeah.
and
That
you're just
sinking
like,
feeling.
holy
You're like,
shit, I'm
oh
a,
no.
yeah, exactly. So I've never felt that. And then this one time, somebody that I really respected caught my lie.
Oh no.
And I don't know what about that was very special, but I felt that. I felt that gnaw right there. And I was like, is it worth it? Like how people perceive me, like what people think about me, is it worth it? Like if it's all fake, if it's all a lie, it's not even me. Like I'm just selling this persona to people, and that I'm not letting anybody get to know me. I only know me. And sometimes I get even confused about who I am because I'm so caught up in my lie.
Mm.
And for that, after that day, I've never lied in my life, ever. I didn't tell people things. I didn't necessarily, I didn't lie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah,
so
I mean
that's always a thing that I always consider. Sometimes you're tempted to lie. You can just like spice a story up, you can just like put
give
like elements
some
in it
seasoning
for
on it,
entertain people.
some herbs.
Exactly. It's fun. Lying is fun sometimes. Like, how would they know? I mean, nobody gives a shit. It's kind of funny, like to like see them be like, oh wow, and then it's a different kind of power.
No,
But
yeah. That's the
I
power of
always
storytelling.
like stop and think, is it worth it? Like my story can stay lame. That's but because that's the story, like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Being
matter.
lame being like okay, lame being like, like that there's this like compulsion for everyone to feel like they have to be amazing all the time. Like no you don't. Like people are like fucking lame as hell. Like what? A good 90, I'll be generous and say 80% of their lives they're just like very standard, normal, and lame. And I think there should be more pride in that, because like you were saying, that whole acting, it puts you at odds with yourself. And then the more you invest in kind of like glamorizing and beautifying your persona for everyone else, you just get further and further away from who you know yourself to be. And like, I mean, it's experiences like what you experienced that I feel like changes people. It's like those like fucked up moments, and they're like, damn, like they're really at like a crossroads. It's like I can keep on doing this and like, end up here again eventually. But feel good again, in the meantime. Or you could just kind of like, cold turkey and like understand yourself a little bit more. And then it's easier whenever there are those like stakes. It's like, damn, how many of these people don't want to lose? You know? So I have a little bit of faith in the fuckers, you know, that seem like they might not ever change.
Hmm. Kind of kind of made me think something. I feel like what you said, I feel like, are you frozen?
Oh
Oh
no
no,
no
you're
no! I'm
just
just
like
like sitting
staring at.
really still.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay. I feel like people in their 20s struggle a lot because like they're in this like journey to discover who they are. We're constantly, learning things about ourselves because like that teenage angst is gone, right? So like you're more able to, make decisions and like look back and reflect on yourself, reflect on what you're doing, because like when you're a teenager, you don't really give a shit about anything but yourself because you're just like in pain all the time and you're so like you're dramatizing everything.
yeah
But
yeah.
like once that's gone, you're just more able to like learn things about yourself and discover yourself. But you were saying like some people will never never learn who they are because like they're always like lying to themselves,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like we're all kind of lying to ourselves, and that's why the 20s are also very difficult, because we're lying to ourselves and we're saying that, oh, we can do whatever the fuck we want, right? I'm 20. I can fuck 5 people the same day. I can, like go take a trip to New York City, and I can, with $100 in my bank account, and I'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Deal with it later.
And like, or they can quit their jobs and just like don't have any money, and for months, like, they live with the unemployment, and then like, go back to whatever. Like, it's like they're living like a certain type of life that's like a complete lie, in my opinion. Because why? you you don't we don't ever, nobody in their 20s who doesn't have, who's not from a rich family, or not even rich families, just like doesn't know who they are already, can make decisions and actually enjoy and consciously live their lives. Because the first of all, you don't accept that you don't know yourself. You're constantly like learning things about yourself, and you're always shocked by it, right? You'll Right, and you're like, oh shit, I'm a piece of shit, oh, I do this and that causes this to people. And you learn all of these by experiencing things, right? And if you don't have that experience, those people, I feel like, pe- people who don't really socialize and like don't really like go into different friend groups and put themselves out there, will never realize that they're a piece of shit, because like they don't experience things that will cause them to realize stuff. But I feel like because the consciousness is not there, that acceptance of that you don't know who you are. You've been in your body for 20 years. It's comfortable, yeah, but you don't know what it does. You don't know how, like, what kind of effect it has to people. And at the same time, a lot like a lot of it is the capitalism as well, because like you also like say that, oh, I can go to your backpack in Europe and do this and do that, do this and do that, but then like you come back and you don't have any money, and you suffer, right? And you question, like, oh, why is my life like this? Like, you experience pain, and you experience like some sort of stress and anxiety. So like your 20s, that everyone says that, oh, they had so much fun, they spent it 80% having shit ton of anxiety, depression, and like all this shit. And like, because they're lying to themselves, because like having like one fun moment for like a night doesn't make your entire 20s, not even one, let's say couple, doesn't make your entire 20s like, good. And like
Yes.
everybody's chasing these moments too. Like it's like it's lame, it's really lame. Like some people like are out every weekend, like some people are out fucking weekdays, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna go to work, but they're still fucking chasing something. They're still chasing like those memorable moments, like, or whatsoever. And like they have no time to focus on themselves, because like we're all chasing for happiness. Happiness
Mm.
is the only feeling that is acceptable and people want to feel. Like you're either happy or you're chasing happiness. You're nowhere in between. And that's like literally the worst way to live your life. And that's not I don't blame people for that, because that's the product of capitalism. We're
Oh,
always
amen.
like either buying or we're going to buy something. We're thinking of buying something, you know? It's all, and then buying is related to happiness, directly related to happiness.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, yeah,
Everyone. It's like fucked up value systems, and the whole thing about the happiness is that like people chase those spikes, and that's kind of what like, and I'm gonna I don't like saying capitalism in general, but I mean, for the sake, we will say capitalism, because like our value system is based not around the stuff that breeds meaning, because it doesn't make you money, and unless you can find a way to exploit meaning, but meaning is something that's developed over a long period of time, so whenever people are in their 20s and they're trying to have fun before they have to become responsible, you know? What they're really chasing is those moments where they can still be irresponsible and not have to think about anyone but themselves. And I see so much of that shit like over here. Exclusive, well, I can't say exclusively, but there's a lot more people in their 20s running around out here. And because it is kind of like a selfish place where you do want to have more of an ego, to like boost your career up, like ego is important in that way, that's how you develop your career, that's how you go places, it's the interacting aspect. But some people get wrapped up in those moments of fun that, it's not about the peaks of happiness. It's about like being flat, plateaued in the whatever's in between, like feeling depressed and those peaks of happiness. Some people are just like blah blah blah, like that, and then they're like
exactly.
they're swinging
No,
around, fucking everything up. It's like you want to be like this. If you can be like that shit's perfect, and that's like
in
40s.
everything, in everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot about culture and what's up. Like, I'm from Turkey,
Yeah, what is it like in
just
Turkey compared to here?
disclosing it for the audience.
No, no, no. You say what?
I'm disclosing it for the audience.
Oh, okay. I
That
thought
I'm Turkish.
I thought you were talking about like the timing. It's gonna end in 7 minutes, but you just jump back in the link, and then we'll continue talking. But yeah, go ahead, disclose.
You're gonna combine the videos.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's technical stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Don't even
You
worry
guys
about
don't have to know.
it.
It's magic. They're all combined. It's like magic. Anyways, I was gonna say I'm from Turkey, so when I came to America, like, I'm not saying Turkish people don't look at world black and white, right?
No, yeah,
But
everyone's fucked
there
by
is
that.
a little bit more spice in it, there's like different type of considerations, different type of existence in Turkey. Like, it's seriously diverse. But America, the most fucking culturally diverse country in the world, is when I first came here, I couldn't fucking comprehend how people's logics are working. They're like fucking computers. Like, if you guys know logic, like if you read anything about logic, it's like fucking Boolean logic out here. Like, it's like if A then B. Like, A implies B.
Yeah.
And the
It's about
truth of it,
efficiency.
yeah, exactly. The truth of it entirely depends on A or B. There's nothing in between, right? And it's very straightforward, very people are so quick to, you know, um pick up meanings, and that also like contributes a lot to how people behave as well. Like the politics, economy. That's
No,
why I say
yeah.
capitalism, because that capital it's not because before capitalism none of this shit existed, right? Obviously, we're human beings, and like affected by certain things. To sometimes everybody looks at world black and white when they cannot, create meaning as well as they can, like
Ooh,
as
yeah,
much
yeah.
as they can, right? uh but the thing is that with capitalism, it's emphasized so much that
It's just based on
something is
acquisition.
either right or wrong. People
Yeah.
either are black or white. People are either American or they're not American, you know,
It
or
makes it
it's
easier to
so
process
funny.
because there's so many variables. If you have all these people running around, it's like you most people, because we are like efficiency. We process things based on efficiency. We don't want to take too much time because that doesn't give us any value, any immediate value. So we're like, oh, like
Exactly.
this plus this equals this, and then go along with your day. And it makes it easier to not understand people because there's so many different types of motherfuckers out here. So it is interesting what that difference might look like in like different countries. I know
Yeah,
there people
that's why
all.
one needs to travel. Especially Americans need to fucking travel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Underlining this, like, they think that because there's so many people from India here, there's so many people from Africa, there's so many people from Asia here. They think that they know these cultures because they go to Chinatown and eat pad thai or whatever. I really hope that's a Chinese food, not Vietnamese. I don't know. But like it's crazy. Like
Yeah, yeah.
this is, people come here, of course they assimilate and they behave differently and they behave in an American way. They don't
Yeah, yeah. There's the twist
bring
on
their
it.
entire culture. They can't express that culture to you because like they're literally bullied here.
Yeah, yeah, and then
For
these
example,
people walk into these cultural spaces in America, and then they do their Boolean logic. And there's like more that needs to work there. But go ahead
yeah,
about the example.
yeah, it's the what is it? The herd culture, right?
Oh yeah,
Like, and this applies to economic classes as well, right? Like, for example, like as an immigrant who comes to America, I know a lot of Turkish people who came here, stayed a year or two, they couldn't make it here and they left. They couldn't make it economically, they couldn't make it culturally, they just couldn't get used to it here and they left. So they're out. You know what I mean? It's like the first 2 years of being here, like you're like it's a viewed out year, you know? The first 2 years, whoever stays turns out like to be an American, right? They turn into an American, and whoever leaves, like they just like cannot live in a different culture in that aspect because if you don't in America, like for example, you go to a restaurant, right? And then Iranian dude does this to the waiter, and then they're just like they don't really talk to them or whatever, or
yeah,
like, or they talk and they're like so like intimate and like they're just like too comfortable with the waiter or whatever, like, and then that looks kind of weird, right? Because like this is rude. To do this is rude here.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the thing is that in there, because this is very similar to the Turkish culture, in there nobody takes an offense of that hand movement or whatever. Nobody takes an offense because like there's a way of communicating with people that is different, that doesn't necessarily uh A doesn't necessarily imply B. You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
There's more that goes into that. Way more.
exactly.
Deep, deep
But
content.
if you but like other people in that restaurant will like look at them weird or talk behind them or talk so that they hear or whatever, like, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm doing something wrong and I can't survive in here. So when we look at this in a class structure, right, why why are poor people who, earn. Hello.
All right, we're back. Let me move this
Okay,
over
I
here.
was saying, so why poor people who earn money later on, a lot of money, and they become rich, like, what are they called? Something rich, something like they don't
Uh,
come from the money.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what that's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yes, something like that. And then so like why are these people are not accepted in the new class that they're in, because they don't behave like them and they can't like fit into that culture. Some of them do, but a lot of them cannot behave like fit into that culture.
Yeah, and
A
even
lot of
then, they're kind of
people.
like breaking their their natural structure to fit into something that's foreign to them. So that's
Exactly,
stressful.
a lot of people statistically earn money from the lottery, or like poor again in like at least 10 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
don't know what the culture, economical culture, and what to do with that money, like how to keep it, or they just spend it like, you know in a way that's like, it like how a poor
Yeah,
person
yeah, and the old
think of
habits.
spending money.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
same
like
way
baseline
goes to the
acquisition.
rich people. Yeah, the
Yeah.
same thing goes to rich people. Why the fuck rich people create a fundraiser party, like charity event for dying seashells,
What do you mean?
and they're trying to save seashells? I don't know, I'm giving an example.
Yeah, yeah.
Something ridiculous. You know what I mean? Let's like they're trying to do good, and they're like, give like having this like, and they have like actual dolphins in the pool and whatever, and they're trying to save dolphins, and like, and they have strippers who are dressed like dolphins in their parties, like, and, and they drink their like cocktails and whatever. Like, it's ridiculous, and we watch them on TV, like reality TV.
Oh yeah,
And
very far removed from like.
I've actually seen this. I'm not making this shit up. Like, I've seen this on reality TV. But like, why are they acting like that? Because like their culture is like so out of touch with our culture as well. So like, if they were to be poor, they wouldn't be able to survive, and if the poor becomes rich, they are not going to also survive in a way that like they're accepted.
Yeah,
I
and
talk so much,
no,
sorry.
no, 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 no. That's perfect, because like these are very interesting points, and I've actually been thinking about this stuff like a lot, because like I always ask myself like what is American culture, and whenever anyone says America, like they're always angry at what the reality of it is, and a lot of it is built around capitalism. Like the reason why our culture is so like flimsy and kind of in the air, and if you say American culture, you think of brands. Like that's not for no reason, and it's mainly because we've prioritized the wrong type of value here. It's like monetary value has always been the most important value in America. People came over here so they could do what they wanted to, and so they could have what they wanted to have. So it was always based off having, and like taking, having, doing what you wanted to do. And now that there's like it's a city, it's a country everyone came to be able to do that. Whenever you have that, it's just like everyone's grabbing for shit and everyone wants their way, and that doesn't build a good foundation for like a multi-ethnic, a multicultural like country. It's like there needs to be a reestablishment of like of value systems, and all of this stuff is contributing to why like you have people that are super I don't know, people in their 20s who are super irresponsible, and why you have American born people who look down on any immigrant, you know? And why, like, all of this stuff, like, no one really wants to understand anyone but themselves. And that's American culture. If you do that, you can be really successful, you know? And everyone's super out of touch because of that. And it's like, I don't know. There needs to be more room for the stuff where that actually makes culture. Like it's the stuff like for example, if you look at any third world country, tradition is like important. Tradition is like so important, you know? And if you look at that, like tradition
And
builds, yeah, it builds like spiritual value. It builds like values that are outside of monetary values. But in
yeah,
America, everyone shits on tradition.
there's
Like,
no
so
values in America.
yeah, because it doesn't benefit anyone in terms of money, and that breaks apart communities. That breaks apart like the foundations of what it means to be a good person, you know. And no one wants to invest their time in anything but like making money. And if you can't make a quick flip on some sort of life pursuit or like direction, and that quick flip being like that feel good, you know, whether it's buying a new shirt or a chair in my case, you know, or like buying, oh no, are you frozen? Yeah, you're frozen. Guess I'm just gonna wait. All
I
right.
came back.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the last thing you heard?
Uh, the 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 competition, the money.
Yeah,
I was think I was thinking of something as you were talking too.
go ahead.
Okay. So, and it's as cliche as it is. It's a race here, you know. And to be able, like, in a race, everybody's on their own, you know. So that's why individualism is the core of American culture. When people ask me what is American culture, and I'm like, it's individualism, right? Capitalism is individualism, and individualism will never work, you know, because as human beings, if we don't work together, if we don't try to achieve the greater good together, we will never be able to establish a society, a republic, or whatsoever, um, that will function, you know. And this goes for economy too. Um, and I was talking about this with my friend the other day, actually. But, anyways, that's why I always fucking say that democracy and capitalism is a utopia.
I think it can work.
When people say that you know, communism is a utopia, and I'm like, I give them examples of democracy in this fucking world and how it's practiced, and I say that it's a utopia. They say that it didn't work in Russia, it doesn't work in North Korea, and I'm like, does it work in America? Does it work in Turkey? Does it work in like fucking anywhere? You know what I mean? Like, just look at all these countries that are supposedly, you know, democratic, but you know how it's practiced and how much people are exploited, like, is, you know, it's dismissed
Yeah,
because of propaganda, because there's no anti-capitalist, anti-democratic propaganda out there, but there is almost always anti communist propaganda everywhere. That's why people can wrap their heads around and think for a second and compare, actually, you know, two ideologies and two systems, and actually like look at it in a, you know, more, you know,
yeah. I mean,
more
but
full day.
at
Yeah.
the same time, like all we know is what we experience, you know? And in that case, we just know that people like, you know, if we're talking about the average person, like in terms of like self actualization, you know, not many people like on that Maslow's pyramid, if that's even his name, like most people are kind of like on the lower end, and that's like no shade, you know. You got to get your shit so you can be comfortable enough to even think about what your life means, you know. But like that comfort comes at the cost of time and all of this stuff, so no one really has the time to think about that. Well,
Yeah.
in
That's
general,
why.
general statement. But like, I think all of those systems don't work if people aren't like, you know, if people aren't like on one, you know, because inherently you just have to not be selfish, you know.
But
But
that's
we're all looking out for
delusional.
ourselves.
Imhotep, that's delusional. You're literally like carving your, is that the word carving? Like when you, yeah. Okay, well, you're literally carving a perspective, a function of reality in your head based on only what you experience and how you experience it as a collective society that you're in, disregarding history, disregarding science, disregarding sociology, disregarding fucking logic and philosophy. And like when you don't have these elements, when you don't consider these things, you're a lazy motherfucker who's a fucking delusional asshole who is ruining the world, and like this earth is fucking going down because of like, you know, perspective like that, because people think that, oh, okay, I mean, no fucking like giant rock from the universe fell into my house yet. Well, I still go to the beach. It's a little hot, yeah, but like it's Houston anyways, you know, because like, but fucking environment is like fucking collapsing, and you don't have to like some things are you like you aren't, doesn't mean that they're not true because you're not seeing it. There's
Mm.
signs for it. There is like signs for it, and then there's you know, like another perspective to look at. And that's, I think that's why that's a lot, that again comes from fucking individualism, because like people don't understand other people's perspectives. They live in a fucking mirror. I look at you, I see a reflection of myself, right? Because that's all what I only fucking care about. I care about how you're gonna react to what I'm gonna say. I care
Oh,
about what you're gonna say next to my thoughts, and what are you gonna like you know, like I don't fucking know, like it's just like everything is like self-centered, like even like social conversations and everything, and like it's people's reality, like, and like people just don't understand the basic skill of, you know.
oh, you froze. These freezing things. All right, you back. You said people don't understand.
Like people don't understand like getting into other people's realities, and um like broadening their horizons and like getting into another perspective. Like if you if you look at like art, for example, like it's not, it's most of the time it's critique. Art is always critique by somebody's perspective, right? It's never to be uh you know, and it's also to be consumed for your own perspective, for your own sake. It's never to leave your
Build the
own
narrative.
body, leave your own perspective, and get into the other person's perspective and just look at the world like that and just understand it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like, that's just like lazy again, lazy. You know, and people are fucking lazy to be human beings. We have this body, we have this fucking brain. We can do so much good with it and so much bad with it also, and anything in between. Like we can experience so much, but we choose to be fucking lazy and experience and be an average human being. Because when we're average, that's the thing about capitalism. When everybody's an average human being and their perspectives and the way they live and what they think, what they do is very similar to each other, we're easier to be controlled. You're so easily controlled when you're like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like with TV, with social media, with like phones and everything. It got a lot worse. Like Camila Paglia talks about this. Why can't we have a revolution, like a political revolution? I'm not even talking about fucking destroying America or whatever. You like I don't care. Like America can stay and like I'll enjoy it all. Have my, like frozen mojitos.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah, I don't care. But the thing is that why can't we protest and make political revolutions as we did in 60s? It's not possible right now. It won't happen. Like 60s was like because like the thing is that the media wasn't as controlled and people didn't have people were different. You know what I mean? People were a lot different. Like it varied between person to person, and they lived very different lives. There were hippies, there were like, conservatives, and they were like, people in academia. There were people who were running political campaigns and all of that stuff. And what people knew what to do was that if they have an issue, they were on the streets. They were protesting. If they needed another fucking amendment, they will be out there. They will be like getting what they, because that's like a core of American value.
No,
The
what happened? What happened was the access to other perspectives. It's like the big question that fucked all of that was like, uh, why does this matter when this or that is happening? That like my like this isn't the biggest problem that we should be concerned about. And when everyone is saying that, like it just like fucks the whole thing up and everyone's fragmented, and then that adds to all of this like what's the use, Like those questions are the things that like fucked everything up. And I feel like there's a lot of hope in the power of like the individual, as much as capitalism makes that it's like, the banner, the flag that it waves, to profit and all of this stuff. I feel like individualism is also self knowledge, understanding who you are, and who everyone else is as individuals. Like once people are able to do that, like there can be some change, that a lot more foresight than there is like now. People stop after a while, because they're just bombarded with all of the issues that they see. Like the internet is a tool that we're like not. I don't think we're ready for it, and I don't know if we'll be ready for it for the next like I don't know like 20 years or something. Like there's like a lot of internal work that had to be done before the internet was just like blah, it's like here's all this information about everything going on everywhere. Like good luck feeling like your life matters, and then like that like that nuked everyone. And you can see it a lot, all like so much depression, like so much drug use, so much like everyone feels like life is pointless. You have all of these theories reemerging, like simulation theory, all of this stuff, because like there can't be anything more, any meaning to all of this stuff that's happening now. It's like it doesn't make any sense. No one wants to make it make any sense, and it's just
Mhm.
depressed, you know. But I feel like as a society, everyone's aware of the fact that that's happening so much more than it did in the past, and it's like, ooh, some shit's wrong, you know. So the the big thinker, what sociologists, the big nerd psychologists are all like, what now? Like, what comes next? How is this healed? What new, I don't know, tool set are people going to have to develop to be able to survive in, like, you know, this weird ass reality that we live in now, you know, where it's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like we're hitting a low, and it's not completely a bad thing. Like, I'm actually really optimistic and hopeful.
Exactly, you have to be. And that's why I appreciate you. You're one of those people who are not brainwashed as much as everybody that I know. Like, I fucking hate when people say that, I don't want to work. I hate capitalism. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not I'm not meant to work. Like, this capitalism is ruining my life, and like, there's no meaning in the society, and then they're like,
Yeah.
hey, just go donate to my found me,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
go fund me so I can, pay my rent, because I haven't had a job in fucking 3 months, and I'm just literally like disassociating myself from the society because I'm depressed. Or maybe you're fucking lazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't respect people like that. I can't. I'm so sorry, but I can't. Like, there's nothing wrong with people like needing money. Like, for example, I have not much money in my bank account. But the thing is that, like, as long as I can survive, as long as, my, landlord is not in my door telling me to fucking like be on the street, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna look for a job. I'm gonna, like, you should never ever forget how much power you have, and
Ooh,
that
yes.
power doesn't mean labor. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And that
yeah.
was the core ideology for Black Panthers, the Black Power. You know what I mean? And why that worked? Because it's fucking true. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I hate people who say, I hate a lot of people, apparently. I keep saying I hate, but I do, honestly. I hate people who say, like, oh, one person cannot change the world. You can only change yourself, and that will change the world. No, bitch. You, like, if
There's
think
some truth
about
in
think
that, though.
about an atom. Think about an atom, right? With one less electron, would it be the same? No, no, it will be different. So that one electron holds so much fucking power. And that's like literally this it's a I think it's a great analogy, because you're consist of them. So, like, your entire being is like, if you didn't have that one less, like, one thing, you wouldn't be you. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly, you wouldn't be you, like, in your genes, like, in
Or
you
exist
know
in the same way at all, you know? Like,
exactly. It's the same way about, like, experiences. If one thing didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be who you are today. Like, everything shapes who we are. But the thing is that we have the power. Yeah, you can change yourself. Yeah, you can, but then you should never ever give up on the resilience. You know what I mean? You should always be, like, just, I don't know, like, trying to express that power out.
yeah.
If you think that you don't have that power and you live your life, you're forever going to be controlled by
the
the
same
power
people
that
that
it
they don't
exists.
like.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a crazy thing because like whenever someone feels like they are useless or there is no hope, that like you were saying, that kind of benefits usually people who have that mindset, who feel like they don't want to work, they don't want to do any of this stuff, like they tend to, and yeah, they tend to fall into the people who want liberal, things that help out everyone, but they're falling into the wrong idea about that whole thing. It's like yeah, like being a liberal person is like, it's great for everyone, like in terms of like meaning and self-worth. But like whenever people give up like that and they're like, I don't work, I'm not meant to work, like work, it means more than working for your paycheck. Working is like making food. Working is try like going to therapy. That's work. It's I don't know, doing all the little tiny shit that doesn't pay you. All of that is work. And whenever you build the idea in your mind that you and work aren't, going to work out, like you're taking the hugest loss. And I don't know, that makes people feel useless, like they aren't the powerful
Because
beings that they are,
again,
and like
the wrong way. Yeah.
if you're able to
Because
think
like you
like,
either do the next big thing in America or you're homeless.
yeah, 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 exactly. It's like it's more complicated than that, and you don't have to be the most special person in the world to be like meaningful to someone's life, in relation to your own or whatever. Like I don't know. People give up because they're not like the greatest, and that's also a thing that capitalism profits on.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away the power from individuals to just settle. And so long as they settle, it's a good thing because like they'll need a job. Money needs to circulate. If they're satisfied with just buying their thing and that's it, like capitalism's happy. It's like, yeah, do the GoFundMe. Like the people who are paying you, like you're gonna get that money and you're gonna buy some shit. Like please buy more shit. And capitalism loves it whenever people don't see the value in their own creativity and their own power, because if you make stuff, like capitalism is at your mercy, and who else, like if you really want to change stuff, like you have to create things. You can exist in some ways outside of like a little further outside of the capitalistic sphere if you make things and like exchange things with friends. Like building culture is like the most powerful thing anyone can do. And people feel like they have to do that by like being ingenuine and like marketing strategies, like, oh, how can we get users to do this and this. It's like, don't see them as users, see them as people, and see it as you creating a culture. The meaning is in how happy the people are as a result of like the ecosystem that if it's a product that's building the culture that creates. And I don't know, people, the giving up, like I feel like people are valid in their depression and feeling like they can't do anything, but it's like, do not
I
stop
completely
there.
understand. It's a product. It's
Yeah, yeah,
reactionary.
yeah.
Like
It's like,
it's nothing like they don't really choose it and like absolutely their own. Of course, you have a say of how you should be and what you should do, but they submit so easily, and they give all of their power that we're talking about. And
yeah,
I
it's
feel
like,
like this is a hot take.
oh, oh, this is, like just as it is kind of difficult to make a GoFundMe. It takes work. So that work is there. The power to like manifest action is within like people. It's like, where do you direct it? It could be like it's the routines and the rituals and all of that stuff that like the third world countries that we all look down on like tower over us in terms of like creating meaning, like the money isn't there, and this is a money world, but if people in America can like graft some of those like ways of thinking, like I think everything across the board can be a little bit better, because then it shifts those values. Like people start thinking like, I remember earlier you said capitalism is a race or American culture is a race. No one ever asks like, what am I running towards? What am I trying to get? Because like the most successful person that everyone like, I don't know, throws themselves at, like what they actually, I shouldn't say the most successful person because they have goals. They're just kind of self-centered. But for the average successful person, someone who just graduated school, they've been working for 5, 6 years, they've been in the race and they're doing really well. They're in their job for 10 years and they're like I have everything I want. Like what the fuck am I guess I'll just keep working, but what am I working towards? And then they feel a little hollow and empty, and then they get fired from their job, and then they're like a complete mess because they don't have the real stuff. Like they built the foundation like all the way down here with like their family and their culture, and then they went to school, and then they graduated, and then they got the job, and then they're all the way up here, and then once they get fired, they fall all the way back down. And there was never any like real meaning constructed, and I
in
don't
that
know.
race.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No one asks like, what am I
You
running
know,
towards?
I was just gonna say that. Camila Paglia makes a joke and she says,
Who is
I
that?
don't
Who's
no
Camilla
no no
Paglia?
this wasn't just this wasn't Camila Paglia. I don't remember. This was the lady from New York. Hold on, I'm gonna
I'm terrible
Google
with
her.
names, so it doesn't matter.
Hold on. You're gonna know who I'm talking about. Uh there you go. Fran Lebovitz. I think that's their name.
I don't know who that is,
Um
but I'll look her up later.
okay.
What's the
Okay, she
joke?
makes a joke and she says, I don't like running. Where are all these people running to? I don't like running as a sport. It's meaningless. Where are you fucking running? Why do people all of a sudden why did running became so popular? Like where are you going? Where are you running? Like, there's no point of doing it. And she says it really a lot funnier than I am. But I totally get what she's trying to say because like she's saying we're all in a race, we're running, but where are we even running? Why do we like it as a sport so much? You know? And why
Yeah,
do again, like I understand why do people run after work and they feel like relief after they're like, satisfied with their, action and like, like cuz like you're doing the same thing but you're like making it physical and you're just sweating and you're like you get some sort of like, pleasure out of it. Because people get pleasure out of running.
yeah.
There's
There's an
there's always
interesting
that
metaphor
pleasure
there.
there. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um but what's the hot take? We have 5 minutes left. I just want to say it. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I forgot.
The hot tag,
Anyways, you can
no.
talk.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
There was an interesting thing that I was thinking about one day, like with a friend, and it goes on to another point, but I don't know. We can see if we get there or not. But like, I don't know. I always see like kids running around and stuff, and then slowly, like I think I wrote about this in the blog, but like yeah, it is that question. Like, where are they going? You know, and
Where are we
why
going?
does that end up stopping whenever people get a little bit older? Like, people don't run for just like a kid does, like recreationally for fun. And there's like an interesting thing there, you know, because like really, like if you think about like the whole in the metaphor of like the race, you know, everyone's really running to their graves. You know, everyone's in a rush to do something meaningful before they die. You know, and there's a weird, very strange relationship that like Americans have with like death. You know, because that's like the least productive thing that you can be. You know, it's like you can't make any money if you're dead. Just the same way you can't make any money if you're like an old person. You know, like everyone's deathly afraid of being old. You know, so I think like whenever whenever let me get the yeah whenever people oh fuck I lost my train of thought. But yeah, whenever people realize that like wait a second, if I keep on rushing through all these things, you know, I'll become old, I'll become useless, and then I'll be closer to death. And everyone's so scared of being old here. And it's because you can't be productive
Yeah.
and you're kind of useless, and everyone
You
sees
know
you as
what
a
I
burden
think?
in this culture, you know?
You know what
No
I
other
think?
culture
That's
does that
funny.
that I know of.
I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm right, but it's funny to think. It's entertaining to think. I feel like first world countries has a lot higher what rates, what is it called? Like they live longer.
Oh yeah,
Um it's
life
because
expectancy.
yeah, life expectancy because it's like it's the it's the worst thing you can do in America, right? To be old because you still have to work. Most old people still work after retiring because retirement money is not enough,
Yeah.
and or they don't have like they're not accepted in the society. There's like a huge ableism.
Yeah,
Like
they have no
they're
community.
not a part of society because they don't produce. They're not like giving anything. They're not, like contributing to the capitalism. So they're not running anymore. So because they're not
Yeah.
running anymore, they're not accepted because everybody else is running. They're
Yeah,
behind. That's why they're like fucking they live longer to to run more,
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I feel like people in like second and third world countries die a lot younger because I feel like death is something that when you accept it, it'll come to you. It's something you accept.
Yeah,
And
and
like
there's
there is this understanding in Turkey, for example,
oh.
once you reach a certain age, you just wait around to die. That's
No,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you're still accepted by the society. You know what I mean? Like, cause like we respect our elderly a lot. Like there's that culture in Turkey. Like we put them above and beyond. Like they say something, you don't do anything, even though you know that they're wrong. You don't say anything back. I know it's kind of like toxic in a way that like you respect the elderly and you let them do fucked up shit to you and say fucked up shit and you don't say anything back. But there's a value in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
Like
there's the
because
respect for the relationship with dying.
exactly
You know, they
because
need that time.
yeah, because the point is not to be right. Point is respecting them and making them feel comfortable while they're having last few days.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Their
And
last few days, you know?
yeah, and that's like a profound thing to be to have to experience, you know? Like everyone in America is kicking and screaming before they die because they spent their whole lives all the way till the end like, man, I need a few more seconds, you know? Like I still need to get some shit. I still need to do shit. Like if you have a good I don't know, 5 years as an old person to just live, you know, to think about like, yeah, damn, I'm gonna die, you know. Maybe the first year might be tough, you know, but then you got like the rest of the years to be like, yeah, I'm gonna die. but like it won't be so bad. Let me make things right with everyone, and then it can get nuked. But there's no time.
Hello.
All right, I guess on that note, we'll seal off, or else this will go on forever.
What'd you say?
I said on that note, we'll seal off. We'll end the whole thing, cause like yeah, it's like 9 for me.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you too.
We
This
never
was a
had a
good one.
conversation like this.
Yeah,
Like,
at all.
in here.
The
Yeah.
longest I've spoken to you is probably like 15 minutes or something, maybe like 20
Yeah,
max.
about my cheese business. Yeah. That was
About
the
what?
longest we talked. You were really interested in my cheese business.
Oh, the cheese. Yeah, that's right. And we didn't even
Yeah.
get to finish that one.
We're gonna finish that conversation when I open my cheese shop.
Oh shit, yo, I'll be the first customer. I'll
Yeah, I
get
mean, it's gonna be good.
some Swiss cheese or an exotic cheese, whatever you end up collecting.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a good collection of cheese, trust me.
I'll get a wheel and like I don't know, hang it up somewhere as a decoration. I won't even eat it. I'll let it age longer. It'll be
You
an
can age
heirloom.
it. Yeah, it
Oh
could be
yeah,
like a
yeah.
wine. You can age the cheese
Well, I'm waiting
and
on
eat
it.
it on a special occasion.
Yeah,
You
just a
can
tiny
eat it when you're
sliver
in
and
ketamine.
divide it amongst all of my friends.
I know. Serve it and do ketamine and then eat it.
Yeah, ketamine cheese. Maybe there'll be some ketamine cheese in the future. Who knows? It'll be the new party drug. Look, I mean,
We'll do it.
and this is
We'll
off
do
the
it. I
record.
promise.
This is off the record. Maybe that's the new drug. You can make some money off of that.
Maybe
Ketamine
I
cheese.
just
Think about it.
invented it. I just invented it. Yeah, don't release this. I don't want
Yeah,
people
yeah.
to
I'm
steal
gonna
my
cut this part of the video out. You're gonna become a drug lord.
idea. Of course. Yeah, I'll be the what's his name of cheese ketamine. What's his
um,
name? The famous drug person.
fuck. Is it? I don't know. You could be someone from The Sopranos. I don't know that guy's name.
Oh fuck yeah, I love Sopranos.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
So
it was nice seeing you.
it was nice to see you. You should cut the first part and just dive into the conversation.
Nope. People gotta go through the mud to get to the treasure.
Okay, then disclose the information that I start watching it. This you can skip to this minute if you want to
Nope.
actually hear the conversation.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Okay, so everybody's gonna hear that I got fired. Okay, I'm fine with that.
It'll be a good 15 minutes, They'll be like, oh, Seb, she's a human. She's a human being.
Okay, I'll talk to you again. When are you coming?
I'm for sure coming to Houston in like end of the year, like December or November. But I might swing around earlier. I don't know for sure, but I'll let you know.
Okay, I might come to New York before that.
What? Yo, let me know. We got the chili.
If I get a job. We'll go get cheese.
Hey, well, fingers crossed off Max. I don't think it'll take you too long if you even end up getting fired, which I mean, it's in the air.
It's all right. I'm running, but I'm not
Amen.
falling
Yeah, we running all the way until we
all the
get
way,
like 80, and
baby.
then we'll take a seat.
Yeah, we're resting now. We'll run back
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Well, all right. I'll catch you later.
Okay.
You have a
Bye. Take
beautiful
care.
night.
You too.